All right, here is the checklist for what we need to do to make the C++ code to run the game that we have described so far. First part, we're going to need to add in the players. Like so. Okay, we're going to have everything be under one class. That's not exactly the best way to do things, but I'm just going to have one sheet, one object fill out sheet, and then just a whole vector of them. So, like so. Have this vector variable be the whole world, and it's going to, we'll just go through the list and render what happens to each item. So far, the variables are the map coordinates, x, y, position, and whether they are a migratory tribe or a city-state. So I'm going to have it be 1 through 8, not 0 through 7. I just kind of automatically put a 0 there instead of a 1. So the first piece would be at x1, y1. The second piece would be at x1, y8. And then put that into the list. Okay, so I made 4 units and I placed them on the map, one in each corner of the chessboard so far. And then I placed all those units in the world list. Okay, so we have the 4 players. We got box 1 done. Box 2, place them on the map, create the map coordinates, kind of got that done. Create the game loop setup, and then... Okay, well, let's create the game loop setup. Actually, the game loop setup is already kind of here. I'm using code that I made earlier. I never documented how this code is made, but it's very easy. Or it's not very easy, but it's not like too hard to figure out what it's doing. It saves and loads files. It saves and loads everything that the player has inputted so that you could... Right. So I have the code already set up to save and load stuff. And I'm not going to walk through how that's done because there's like 99 lines of code. And it's kind of on the technical side of like how you save and load characters. It's not too technical, but I don't want to go through it again. I don't want to do it. Okay, but in any case, the game loop is actually set up here. Okay, so I just added in the name of the object, the are we observing the object or are we playing the object aspect of the program. And I put the name of the object in there so that when I ask the question, do you want to play or observe? And I grab the player response, I can just, if they ask to, so that you could type in the name, and then if the name matches the object when we're looking through the list, it will flip it to be played. Be, and then likewise, the whole who do we observe kind of comes from the mindset of a larger simulator. When I was making simulators, when I was trying to build programs with a lot of variables, I needed a way to sort through who I was watching. But because this is going to be a game with only 4 players, I just realized that this is really redundant. Everyone is going to be observed. Whether you're playing the game or you're not playing the game, you're going to, see the outcome of the other players. What are they doing on the map? Like, they would have to tell you what they did that turn. So, okay. I don't know, just old habit got me to write that code again, but it's not necessary. The play part is necessary. You can't really play the game unless you tell it that you're playing the game. And I mean, I think that theoretically works. If you name the player that you want to play, then it would have flipped it to that you're playing that character. And if it flipped it to playing the character, then you could go into the game loop and be like, if could add a little bit of there we go. So now it will, before the turn ends, before it says turn 1 is passed, like turn 0 to 1, turn 1 to 2, it will say like, okay, player 4, what are you going to do this turn? And then you'd input and then go to the next turn. Okay, so that wraps up putting in the players, having them setting up the game loop, Uh, do you want to play or observe? What we need to do now is add in the migration rule. So every turn, like we were saying, if you are a city-state or you're not a city-state, then you could apply for the action of migration. So let's see. Which I'm going to figure that out in the next video.